Oh my gosh. We're back.
Back and better than ever, baby.
Yes, we are so close to being on that regular recording schedule. We're like getting so close.
So close. Cause okay, so so close. Sophie and I, we told ourselves Wednesdays. Wednesdays are gonna be our days. But Wednesday, I'm not gonna get too much into it, but I was basically fighting for my life.
Yeah, I saw food poisoning.
Yeah, girl.
In the text. I was like, what the fuck?
So
This poor girl.
And this poor girl.
Food poisoning is a feeling you never want to ever.
Yeah, girl. So basically what happened is that like I was bebopping around for work and I went out to eat for lunch, right? I was getting treated to lunch, so I was like, I'll take it. So first of all, the food took forever and a year to come, right? And I was expecting like a quick in and out, like we're good, we gotta roll and keep going. But anyway, like the chicken came out. I got chicken tenders because I wanted buffalo chicken tenders. Like that's all I was craving. So the chicken came out, and first of all, they're chicken tenders. When you picture chicken tenders, you picture a chicken tender, right? Like the average size of a chicken tender.
Yeah, with like the little.
Yeah, like the little a little curve. Nothing. But so. When I tell you that these chicken tenders weren't tenders, they were breasts.
Oh.
Like I'm telling you, these tenders were like bigger than my hand. Like they were gigantic, right?
Okay.
And there was 3 of them, right?
Okay.
I ate half of one because I was like, something doesn't seem right. But I was like, I'm not questioning it. It'll be fine. Everything's good. Ate my little sweet potato fries and ranch. Everything was hunky-dory, right? So good. So, I'm like pinning along for work. I start feeling a little weird. I'm like, oh, like, everything should be fine, whatever. I start getting like, I start like cold sweat. And I was like, I'm good. Like, I was like, oh, everything's fine.
Cold sweat,
like,
but I'm good.
I am smooth.
100%
sailing. Where everything's like, literally everything's fine. Trying not to think about it. Finally, I leave for the day. I go home. And as soon as Sophia, I think it was maybe like 5 minutes away from my house, that I was like, if I don't go to the bathroom right now, like, if I don't go to the bathroom right this second, like, like, I was... You would have thought that I had a BBL. Like, it was one of those, like, BBL. Like, it was one of those, like, I had to go, like, not to get gross and TMI, but, like, I had to poop so bad. But it wasn't, like, oh, I could go to the bathroom.
Like a casual, like, when I get there.
Like, a casual, like, oh, like, when I get home, like, I could.
Yeah. No,
it was like I left the car running, ran inside, went to the bathroom, left the car running. Like, ran inside, all that good stuff, right? So then I was like, okay, great, everything's fine, whatever. So then, usually after you use the bathroom, you feel a little bit better. And I was like, okay, cool. I didn't. I immediately finished, and I was like, okay, cool. Turned the car off, came inside, got comfy, was, like, prepared to, like, hang out. And then I start, like, cold sweats again. And I'm like, there's no way. I was like, there's no way. I feel like I just gave birth. Like, there's no way that it could happen again. And it happened again. Right? To the point where I was literally curled up in a ball on the couch, clutching my water bottle. Like, if I go to the bathroom again, like, I might have to go to the hospital. Like, that's a little dramatic. But I was quite literally curled up in a ball because that's the only way that I didn't feel like I was going to throw up.
Oh, okay. So did you ever throw up?
I did not. My mom is a big proponent in pulling the trigger. She's very much in like, if you're really?
Oh my gosh, immediately.
Oh, you and I are going to, I will suffer through it and pray. I'm laying there like, please God, don't, like, please God, please. I can't do this today.
Oh, that's miserable, Brittany. So you just laid there for hours just hoping that it wouldn't happen?
Yes, for sure. Absolutely. Like, where I'm at right now, I literally was, like, with, like, imagine the mic but my water bottle. Like, I was just like this.
Like, God, please don't make me do it.
Like fighting for my life. And then I went to bed like stupid early because I was like, I quite literally thought I might have to call out of work tomorrow. Like, I was fighting for my life, genuinely. So yeah, that's why we couldn't do it on Wednesday.
I am so sorry, first off.
Yeah, dude.
Second off, at least it's over right now.
Oh yeah, I feel good. I woke up the next day, I was hungry. So I was like, we're good. Like, everything's fine. Like, I woke up the next day and everything was, I went to work and everything was fine. But
yeah.
That night I was like,
you poor thing.
I know. I was literally laying there and I was like, this is my final day. Like, God's calling
goodbye
me
to my
home.
loved ones.
God's calling me home. Like, for real. Like,
that's the crazy thing about food poisoning is you can actually feel like you have never felt this bad in your entire life.
Yes.
And then the next day, oh my gosh, I'd love Chick-fil-A.
Who was she yesterday?
I'm starving. I'd love a Jordan almond, actually.
You know what?
One of the best scenes in movie history ever.
Literally.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, no, it's like, it's a killer. Okay, so my thing is, like, I usually get a headache. And I get a headache so bad that I feel nauseous. And I know that if I just get it over with, like, pull the trigger, I'm good. So I've got there.
My mom is the exact same way. She was like, Brittany, why don't you just, and I knew what she was going to say. And I was like, I'm going to stop you right there. I was like, do not say another word. No other words are coming out of your mouth.
Oh my God.
And she was like, Brittany, I'm like, don't take it there. I don't want to talk about it. Because the more that I talk about it, the more nervous I get. Because, like, I hate.
You have the phobia, right?
I'm pretty sure. I'm, like, it's not as bad as it used to be. But I'm, like, pretty, I still get, like, I can't watch. Anytime that anybody, like, if anybody has seen a movie before I do, I'm like, if there's any, like, throw-up scenes, like, let me know. Because I'm covering my eyes. Like, I can't watch it. I can't see it. Like... And it's not even because, like, I'll throw up. It's just, like, it's just the immediate state of, like, shock and anxiety that really gets me. And then I have, like, a full-blown panic attack.
Dang.
Yeah, dude. I told you the story about why, or, like, how, right? How it came to be.
Maybe, but I don't recall at the moment.
All right, let's share it on the podcast. If you have, trigger warning, if you have emetophobia, I am going to go into detail. So please scroll past if you'd like. But anyway, just a heads up. So I was a little girl, and Shoney's used to be my jam. I loved Shoney's. I was like, all you can eat bar, their mac and cheese hits. I'm like, they have Jello, like, absolutely. You know what I mean? I was in there. So, we used to go to Shoney's all the time. And so, my favorite restaurant. So there was one time that I was there with a girl that I used to be friends with that lived in my neighborhood. She came along for dinner with me and my mom and my brother. Anyway, long story short, it was towards the end of the meal, and I had to go to the bathroom. So because at the time with Shoney's, you had to walk up to the register to pay. And then there was a bathroom right behind the registers, right behind the lobster tank. So I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom, did my thing, whatever. And this woman came sprinting into the bathroom as I was in the bathroom. And I came out and she was running in, and she immediately just projectile all over me.
You?
Yes. Like, the lady came and projectile on me.
Yeah.
So I was like, I was like easily less than 10 years old. Like, I think I was maybe like 9-10 years old. And I remember what I was wearing. I was wearing this dress, and it was like half pink, half purple, like ombre tie-dye.
Yeah.
And it was ruined.
Yeah.
And it, like, went all over my legs, my shoes, like... I remember, like, I'm not going to go too much into detail, but, like, I remember the color. Like, that's how bad... I remember what it looked like. And I remember the shoes the woman was wearing. Like, that's how bad... And I just remember and then I, like, walked out of the bathroom, and I was just... And my mom was like, So that night, I slept with her in her bed because I was shaking so badly. And after, like, literally traumatized. And after that, I will never forget. I went to the movies with my mom, my brother, and my dad, I think. And we were seeing the movie Cheaper by the Dozen. And you know that scene? There's a scene in Cheaper by the Dozen where one sibling throws up, and then the other sibling sees that sibling throws up, and then they throw up, and then the next sibling throws up. So there's just like a big frenzy of everybody puking. We've never seen the movie. We didn't know that was going to happen. It happened, and I quite literally was like taken back to Shoney's bathroom, literally having war flashbacks in the freaking movie theater. So I'm literally in the movie theater. My head is in between my knees in my hands, and I'm like, my whole body is just trembling. And I'm pretty sure my mom had to take, like, I'm pretty sure we had to leave early because of it. If I remember it right, we had to leave. No. Because I was crying, and my head was like in between my legs, and I was my whole entire body was shaking.
Girl,
so yeah,
thing.
I was so anytime, and it got to the point, where, like, hypothetically, if you and I were sitting next to each other, and you went to the bathroom, and you came back, and you were like, "Man, I just threw up," I'd ask you to leave, and I wouldn't be able to be around you for like a week.
Oh my gosh.
Or like I wouldn't be able to be around you. I wouldn't be able to talk to you. Like I wouldn't, like, cuz I'd be like I would sit, like, I remember kids coming into school and being like, "Yeah, like I threw up this morning, so I went to the doctor and they said I was fine, so I came to school." And I just remember, like, just immediately just like wide-eyed and like looking around and being like and I just kept looking over at them, like every time that they even moved, I would dart my eyes over and look to see if they were about to do it. And I still catch myself sometimes, like if I'm in the bathroom and somebody comes into the stall next to me, I look down to see what direction their feet is pointing.
Oh my god.
Because if their feet are pointing towards the toilet, I'm out of there. Like I'm doing my business and I'm sprinting out the door.
Dang.
Yeah, girl. It's not as bad as it was.
Right.
But I still do it. Like, I look down at people's shoes. Like, I still do it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know.
I've almost had to leave a movie theater before because I went to see the movie Get Out.
Mm-hmm.
Horror movie. I was
terrifying.
In college. Oh, yeah. I was in college. I was a freshman. And I went with my boyfriend at the time and my roommate. And I don't like horror, so I don't know why I was there, but it freaked me out to the core. And then I just remember, like, turning away and burying my head into, like, my boyfriend's shoulder, and I was crying, dude. Like, what? It was freaking me out that bad. I was like, I can't see this. Like, this is evil. I don't like this.
It's that movie, you and I are one of the same, because I hate scary movies. I hate horror movies. I hate thrillers. Like, I do not understand it. I also saw the movie, but I saw it on a date.
Oh gosh.
I know. It was awful because I went out on a date with this guy and he was like, "I want to take you to a movie." And I think this is like our second date. And I was like, "Okay, like that works." And he was like, "What do you think about this movie?" And I was like, "No, like I'm not really into like that's not really my that's not really my thing." And I was like, "Can we see something else?" And he was like, "Oh, come on, like I really want to see this movie." And I was like, "You can go with somebody else. Like I don't really, it's just really not my thing." And he was like, "No, like you," and he was like, "What, are you scared?" And I was like, I'm just not a fan of scary movies. I get anxious. Like it's really just not for me. And he was like, "I'll be there to protect you." I'm like,
"Oh, kill me."
I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, perfect. And then eventually I was like, okay, I guess. Like, I guess, yeah, I mean, I guess.
Sounds kind of
like,
cute.
Right? I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm like, sure, why not? And like, yeah. I was so scared. But then, like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, and he's trying to be cute and like put his arm around me. And I'm just sitting there like my hands are sweating because I'm like, first of all, I'm on a second date. I'm like, so I'm already nervous. and at the time he was significantly older than me, so I was like, so that was a little nerve-wracking. And then on top of that, I was watching a scary movie that I like. That was my first and only time that I had ever seen a scary movie in theaters.
Yeah, it's something different about the sound system.
For real.
It's just, it shakes you to your core.
It really does. Like the bass and like the ambiance, and like it's a dark room, and like you have no control over the lights. Like the only lights that you see are the ones coming up the aisle. But during the movie, it like brought me comfort because we were surrounded by people who talked the entire time, but not like not like a conversation between the person next to them. It was like don't go in the closet, don't, oh my god, like making funny commentary, so it lightened the mood, so okay. I wasn't as scared. So but then we went to go get like a late night bite afterwards, and he like the whole time he was like, I cannot believe that like they killed the vibe of the whole movie, like I can't believe it. And I was like, oh, I really liked it actually. Yeah, obviously there was not a third date, so.
No. I am the first person to give a nasty look in the theater. Like, please stop talking. I'm begging you.
Oh, for real. Sure.
I can't. Like, it's just, and if you're just loud about it, like, I get a whisper, but please, and when there's teenagers in there, and I hate to be a drag, when there's teenagers in there and they are Snapchatting it up the whole time, laughing, kikiing up in the back, like, please, not the time and place. I am old and I want to watch a movie.
Put your phone away. Put the phone away.
I know, and so I like flip that head back, and I always hope I catch eyes with one of them. Like, do I have to be your mom right now?
Honestly, are we getting to that age?
Dude, okay.
We are though. That's the thing. Like, whenever I see a group of teenagers, I roll my eyes.
No, I know.
And I'm like,
the worst. And I'm terrified of them.
Same. Absolutely.
Like, oh my gosh, they're definitely talking about me.
For sure. Like, what are they saying? Have they sneakily taken a Snapchat video? Or like, is my picture being sent in a group chat? Like, what's going on? What's the tea?
I heard crazy tea at the pool today.
Ooh, tell me.
Yeah, I've been getting some good tea recently.
I love
that. It was this girl. It was this girl at first, and then this older grandma, and I noticed the grandma was like looking towards our direction because we were sitting kind of near each other a lot. Like, she just was about to start a conversation. I knew it. I knew she was going to talk to one of us. I just didn't know when or how.
Lovely.
And as soon as she was leaving, she was packing up, she says something about, oh, I gotta get my key, because to get out you have to like scan your key fob. And so the young girl's like, oh, haha, yeah, that's just annoying, blah blah. They start talking. The grandma's so overbearing. She's like asking questions. She will not leave. She's talking about what her swim career and how she used to like the pool at 80 degrees, but now she likes it more at 75, and this pool is really good, but all these kids come up here and they ruin it. The kids ruin it. I had to call the police on the kids recently, because there were these kids just acting reckless, just being crazy. The girl is like my age, and I'm sitting underneath my blanket, because when I'm at the pool I put my shirt or hat or whatever like over my face, because
for sure
you must protect the cash register. And I just am sitting there thinking, I cannot stand this lady. Like, please. And I know this girl is thinking that. But, I mean, of course she has nice intentions, but she's being a Karen, like, so bad.
Oh, for sure.
So then the young girl's boyfriend shows up. He's, like, looped into the conversation. They're exchanging last names. Like, oh, you must know this person. The old lady, like, went to school or knows someone's parents of a friend. Of course they do. All this, like, Atlanta rich stuff. For sure. The old lady gets up mid-conversation and leaves. And I'm, like, watching this through my mesh cover-up. She comes back and she sits down and she's like, I just had to check. Like, and I could hear her kind of go behind me and say, like, okay, yeah, no, I just wanted to check. Okay, thank you. She comes back. She's like, yeah, I thought she had a glass bottle, and, we're just not supposed to have those in here, so I just wanted to make sure. But, yeah, no, they're following the rules. It's all good. I'm like, girl, you did not just check these people at this pool. Like, you are, what is it, neighborhood security?
Right, like HOA?
It was crazy. I was like, oh my gosh, I hate this so much. But I had those AirPods in, world out. Please don't speak to me.
Honestly.
I don't want to get caught up in this. But she was, I don't know. I felt so bad for the girls because they were being so chill and like not even being loud or anything. And she came over there and was like, excuse me, what are you drinking out of? Is that glass?
That's freaking
The girl's like,
crazy.
oh, this is plastic. Just relax. Just relax.
It's not that deep.
I know, but it was good to you when I was listening to it, and I was like,
oh, I love that. I love when you're just like a fly on the wall.
Yes,
You're just like a bystander, right place at the right time, baby.
Yes,
love that. Big fan.
I also love a good like TikTok binge, and I've kind of realized I go on like mini ones all the time.
For sure.
Basically every day I'm going on some sort of like following some sort of story.
Rabbit hole. You see like part 6 and you're like, ooh, let's go back down to part 1. Hi. Because you know at least one of those parts is going to blow up.
Oh, 100%.
I love that.
I'm trying to find. Okay, so we got a DM and I love this idea. Send us your rabbit holes. Like, what are the little stories that you're following on TikTok that you just can't really get enough of? So the girl suggested looking into someone. What the girl's at is at Open Casket Rose. And when I searched this, I had to type the @ sign. So be sure to find it. And she says she has made a small series how she's befriending a man in prison. Not just any man, but the man who killed both her parents. When I tell you, my jaw was on the floor. And then she mentioned a second story, but we really just focused on the first one. So yeah, this woman reached out to a man who is basically her uncle. So he was married to her mother's sister-in-law from her first marriage. So she just kind of referred to him as her uncle. This man shoots his wife, walks down the street, and then shoots this girl's mom 5 times and the dad 4 times. The girl is in her bouncer. She's a toddler, maybe a baby at best. And her parents are literally lying on the floor in front of her dead. So this was in 1995. And also the reason behind it is all still speculation, I'm pretty sure. So she doesn't have any exact why about the situation. It just seemed like there was some tension apparently within the family. She doesn't really know. She also doesn't really care. Anyways, she reached out to this man after 25 years of him being in prison and wrote to him because she wants to forgive him and like have a friendship with him almost. And so she read the letter that he sent back to her, and honestly, I don't know, like I think it's kind of sweet. Brittany, I think we feel opposite, right? She's like snarling.
Yeah, I am.
Which I understand too. I don't know why I feel sentimental about this. I'll get into it in a second, but let me hear your side.
I don't know. My mind my mind always just goes to worst case scenario. You know what I mean? And that's not a good thing, but it does. And it's like, you know, honestly though, like you'd have to watch the video of her opening and reading the letter. Like you'd have to just watch the video. And you know, this is when I say this, like I mean this with all the love in my heart. Like this is not me being hateful towards this girl. Like, you know, this is not being hateful towards the situation. Like everybody processes and grieves in their own way, but it's just her reaction to her opening the letter is really what does it for me. Like she opened it and you would have thought that she just like got accepted into an Ivy League college, or she just like found out she won the lottery. Like she was jumping up and down, like happy, smiling, whatever. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, girl, this man murdered your parents. You know what I mean? And I am a firm believer. I am a firm believer in forgiveness. Firm believer. Like, you know, I'm a Christian. God calls us to forgive everybody. Forgive, but don't forget. Like, right. I forgive you for what you've done, but that doesn't mean that I want to be freaking pen pals with the people who killed my family. You know what I mean? Like, and it can be, maybe she needs to get closure. Maybe this is her way of processing. This is her way of being like, okay, if I actually like get to know this person and like maybe I can get an idea of why he did it. You know what I mean? But like, it was just like the weird like, he's like, oh, it's just sent my grandkids like a birthday present, or like, they grow up so fast. I'm like, this isn't some grandma at a pool that you're talking to. This is the man who murdered your family. It'd be one thing if it was like a, not condoning it in any way, shape, or form, but if it was like a drunk driving accident, and the person who was behind the wheel was like, oh my God, I was in a really dark place. I completely regret it. Like, I'll do anything to give your forgiveness. Like, blah, 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 blah. I feel like that's a totally different story. Mm-hmm. And again, I don't know the whole situation, but in my mind immediately went to, it's a manipulation tactic. That's where my mind went. Because in the whole, when she goes, oh, there was like one part, and correct me if I'm wrong, but like the guy mentioned something like, oh, like your days are numbered, or like count your days, or something like that.
Yeah, the uncle had said that to her parents a few days before, like in a threatening, yeah.
So it was premeditated, you know what I mean? Like it was premeditated. He got right. The parents, died. Yeah. And then now he's trying to like get all buddy with the daughter that he killed the parents. Like he killed them in front of her. So my mind goes to, it's a manipulation tactic, and it's a way for him to feel better about the situation.
But she reached out to him.
Valid.
So it wasn't him reaching out to her. But still, he was responsible. I mean, she grew up without parents because of him.
Right,
like,
for sure.
I can see why someone would be angry. Like, right. You took away the best bond that I'm supposed to have basically on planet Earth besides with your siblings. But, like, I don't get to experience any of that. I would definitely be pissed about that.
Yeah, but, and it's like, one more thing. I didn't mean to cut you off. No,
you're
sorry.
Good.
But it's like, and I am not, I don't hold grudges either. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even saying, like, oh, she should stay mad at him forever. Like, holding grudges is not a healthy thing. It's not a good thing. Whoever her therapist is deserves a hefty pay raise for her to just be casually chit-chatting with the murderer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, so, anyway, your turn.
Oh, okay. Disclaimer. Yes. Yeah, no, I don't know why. When I was listening to her story and I heard the way that she was reading this letter and like she looked really excited to hear from him, I could see it was genuine. And she talked a lot about like wanting to put the animosity behind her. She's like, it's been 25 years. I don't really care why at this point. She was like, I've already seen the crime scene photos. No one in the family will really talk to her about it, is what she said. It's a very like kind of hush-hush thing. We don't speak on it. So she might not ever know why, and I guess she just came to that point where she was like, I want to know what forgiveness feels like. And then also, he's part of her family. So I see that too, because I have some family members who have like immediate family, like their mothers or their siblings or whatever, that they don't speak to at all.
Right.
Like, and it's been years. And that to me is so sad, because the best relationship I know is my sister and I. And like thinking of one of my family members also having a sibling and them being at a point where they don't speak at all, it's like, that's sad, because sometimes your family is like, it's really cool because they're part of you. It's like the blood type thing. So if you can have them in your life, it's a blessing. If they're toxic, cut them out, obviously. But I guess she just wanted to feel like she could fully like do the full circle of forgiveness, and she said she just wanted to kind of like put it behind her and move on with her life and not have that like anger or resentment. So I was like, okay, like that is so big of you. Now, to get to that point, I would need a lot of therapy, like you said.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, everybody grieves in their own way. Like everybody processes and grieves, and like I said that because I don't think I could ever do that.
Right, and that's your opinion. So
right,
obviously.
like I don't think I could ever do that. So I think that's why I can't fathom, or even, yeah, that's why I don't think that I could ever understand, because I've obviously never been through that.
Exactly.
But yeah.
I mean, same. Who knows? Like, right. I could be mad at someone for the rest of my life, no problem. Like, if they deserve it,
Not an issue.
But she also, do not worry. She also said in one of her TikToks, she wasn't mad at him after 25 years. Like, she came to a realization that she wasn't even upset at him anymore. So she kind of felt like, okay, maybe I can really close the door on this. Okay. Oh, and she also said she needs him to know that she forgives him and that she's not mad at him. That also really resonated with me because I always worry, like, how I've left a relationship with someone. You know, like, the last time I see my mom or my, you know, my grandmother sometimes or my friends, like, I'll just be like, oh, you know, like, I get nervous.
I get
like,
it.
What if it's, and so she just said that she doesn't want him to maybe pass away thinking that she hates him because he did a terrible thing. And so I guess she wanted to give him that forgiveness as well, not just for her, but, like, so that maybe he can live a little bit of a better life. I'm pretty sure he's serving like 2 life sentences plus 25 years or something.
Wild.
But so it doesn't look like he shot his wife and then her parents.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Something's happening.
Yeah.
No, but I can see that though. I can see that kind of being like the next step in the grieving process.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Who knows? Hopefully we don't ever have to be there.
Lord, yeah, for real.
Cannot fathom.
Absolutely not.
Cannot grow.
No.
A little bit of pop culture news. Did you see that Trisha had her baby?
No.
It's a baby girl and her name is Elvis. I honestly think it's cute because I freaking love Malibu, so I'm like, okay. But it's a girl, and I could have sworn it was going to be a boy, so there was like some tea that I found out, I think in like, Brittany still hasn't recovered from the name. From, basically, I think it was Tana Mojo was on a podcast, and she was drunk. She was real drunk at this certain occasion, and kind of said something like, oh, when Trisha has her baby boy or girl, we're gonna blah blah blah. And Trisha hadn't said anything about the gender, so people were like, oh, it's a boy. And she did always say she was going to name her next child Elvis, so I guess she just meant like it literally doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl, it will be Elvis.
I hate that. Like, I
look at the full name.
I genuinely hate that. I just
Right. Oh yeah, I guess she doesn't have a middle name. Elvis Paytas Hackman.
See, okay,
Elvis Paytas. I like that. Elvis Paytas. That's cool.
I feel like Trisha is now thriving that she's a mother. Like, I genuinely feel like she was, because I never really watched her. I wasn't a YouTube person.
Okay.
And I still am not. Like, there's not a YouTuber that I watch and like religiously like subscribe to. Like, I mean, there is, but that's just like ASMR to go to sleep. But like those are the only YouTubers that I'm subscribed to is ASMR artists. But like, you know, I've seen every I feel like Trisha's been in like 15 to 20 different scandals over her whole YouTube, and like the iconic her like on the floor crying eating chicken tenders. Like, that's what I picture when I picture Trisha Paytas. But it's like, you know what I mean? And then like she's lived like a million lives, right? So it's like she's lived so many lives. And so like now I feel like that she's in her prime. Like, she also does ASMR, and she is a mother, and I know that she loves her kids, and I absolutely adore how she is with, like, I love watching her on TikTok. Like, I just, every time a video of hers pops up on my For You page, I watch it. Like, I'm a Trisha fan. I really am. But babe, Elvis, are you freaking kidding me? I'm like it's like that video of that girl that's like, baby names that I love that we're not gonna use, and it's something stupid. Like, you know what I mean?
Was it Francesca?
I honestly have no idea, but it's that one that everybody took it and like ran with it.
Yeah.
So like, I was literally just thinking about this the other day. I'm like, I wish that we would bring back regular names. Like, where's a Courtney? I haven't seen a Courtney or an Emily or a Laura or like something. Like, I haven't seen, now we're like Northwest. Hello? okay, Compass, like, hi, you know what I mean? Like,
I haven't seen Courtney too. I don't know. I just love a good. Okay, I'll tell you. I thought of a name today that I really like. Candler, like Candler, Candler. I'm like, that sounds posh. That, and there's a nickname, but I don't want to give away the nickname. Sorry.
Candy.
Stop it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I genuinely didn't know. I was just.
No, but isn't that cute though? Candy. But then I was like, when she goes to the professional world, she can be called Candler, and like
That's
Candler
true.
is a badass. I just know she is.
I see. My thing is, it's like the names that these people come up with. It's adorable when they're not Candler. Because I can see it. I'm talking about like these celebrities that name their children, but they're so cute as baby names. They're so cute as baby names, but then eventually that baby is going to be an adult. That baby is going to go to school and get bullied.
Gwyneth Paltrow named her daughter Apple, which I personally think is cute, but that's one where it's like,
I'm sorry.
It's hard for an adult. Like, Apple is hard for an adult because I'm thinking Apple, baby, sweet, like. That's
and then
adorable.
I'm thinking like an infant named Apple. That is so cute. Or like a 95-year-old woman named Apple. I think I would sob if a 95-year-old woman came up to me and was like, "My name's Apple." I'd be like, I love you, and I'm gonna cry. Right? Thank you. But imagine a middle schooler. Middle schoolers are ruthless as it is. They've always been that way. Imagine a middle schooler named Apple. Bless her heart. That's all I can say. You know what I mean? Like, it's just these stupid freaking names. Like, I can't handle it. I can't handle it.
Dude, I have been watching Trisha Paytas since before her crying on the floor eating chicken nuggets video.
Whoa.
Like, 2 apartments before that. It was a really small apartment somewhere in LA. And this was when she was on YouTube as Blonde Sundoll for MJ. And that's still her YouTube like username, but it's like abbreviated, Blonde Sundoll. But it's like MJ Michael Jackson. She initially was obsessed with Michael Jackson.
That's so funny.
And yeah, I remember watching all of her hauls, and she had like everything pink. She had the duck nails. She had her phone cases decked out in pink little accessories and Hello Kitties and diamonds and whatever. And she had like the really bad extensions and like no lip fillers yet, like just totally OG Trisha.
Love that.
And then she got into some relationship with this dancer, like a Hollywood dancer, backup dancer, and it was super rocky. And I'm pretty sure after that is when she got on like actual crack. Like they went through, she did, I'm pretty sure it was crack. Meth, something.
Slay.
She actually, was in like full psychosis. Some of those like chicken nugget videos are drug induced.
Oh no, I feel bad. I had no idea.
No. Yeah, I think she's okay with the memes, and she embraces her past and like, you know.
I love that.
But this guy drove her. I remember watching all the random videos, like, what is Trisha on right now? This man was so toxic. I remember their relationship was, and he just wasn't, he was honestly giving, what's that brother and sister duo? Ryan Huff and their dancers.
Julianne Hough?
Yes, and then her brother, right?
Yes. No, it's not, I can't remember his name.
It's not Ryan.
It's not Ryan.
Derek.
There it is. Nice.
Yeah, it was kind of that vibe from this guy, but he was trash. But yeah, no, she has lived a million lives, but she loves her some Moses. She loves that husband.
Oh, I love them together. They're so pure. Cute. I love that she finally has the life that like she deserves.
Yeah.
Truthfully.
She went through some hard time. I mean, like I think at one point had almost lost all of her money. Had blown it all. Like this was before her like pink G-Wagon era, or maybe even after. But she was like, I was shopping and I had no money to be doing so. And I was just like broke. And then the drug thing and girl. And then also the BFFs podcast. Did you ever watch that?
No.
It was with Trisha and Ethan.
Oh, yes. I've seen clips of it and stuff.
that was an iconic time. That was one of the things that I would watch getting ready for work on TV. Like sometimes at 2 a.m, I would watch the new BFFs episode. Did you know that the host is her brother's, or is her husband's brother?
No.
In-law?
No.
Yes, the host of the BFFs podcast was Trisha's brother-in-law. So Moses, her husband, has a sister named Gila, and Gila married Ethan. And so I guess that's how Trisha kind of found, or actually she met Moses through Ethan. Either way, they got in a huge falling out, and they don't speak to them at all anymore.
That's what I've heard. I've heard that, like, something happened, and they got into, like, that they don't do the podcast anymore. Or, like, he still does it, but they don't do it together anymore.
Yeah, it was, I don't know exactly what it was, but it was on the podcast. Like, it happened live. They got in a fight. Like, she got really pissed. And she would be very open with her emotions on the podcast. Like, she had some mental breakdowns almost sometimes. Aww. And they would still post everything. Oh my gosh, Trisha also had, like, a David Dobrik era. Do you remember that?
When she dated Jason Nash.
Yes!
And now he's on live begging for money.
She has lived a million lives.
He's like, come on, guys, just like 10 more roses. We're almost there, guys. Come on, 10 more roses. I'm like.
He did some interview and was basically saying, like, look, this is what I can do with my talents. He's like, what do you think? I'm going to go work at Lululemon? Like, that's not for me. I'm like, what do I think? Yeah, that's what I do think. I do think.
Your talents?
I do think you're going to go get a regular A job. Like, I mean, I feel like that's just a low. I never want to be just begging for money, because he's not doing a talent. He's not providing a service.
That's not a talent. That's him online begging people to send them money.
I know.
And like, people are dumb enough to do it
all the time.
Granted, these like roses are maybe like a cent, if that, like a penny.
I know.
But still,
yeah.
I will never, ever understand the whole, like, the people that are on live being like, come on guys, just like 10 more roses, we're almost there, like, come on guys, please, like, come on, we're almost there, guys, we're gonna battle, like, come on guys, like, pointing at the stream, come on guys, we're almost there. I'm like, please babe, stop.
No,
just stop.
It's not.
I've blocked him so long ago.
Oh, Jason Nash?
Yes, because he would pop up on my For You page.
Yeah.
Every, like, those live previews, they would pop up, and I'm like, I don't want to see this man this close to the camera yelling at me to send him money. I'm like, respectfully, I'm not doing it.
It's that is not a respectable, like, job. And please don't say, okay, well, being an influencer isn't either, like, I'm actually providing something for you, but like a TikTok live. That's just, if I was his kids, I would be embarrassed. I'd be like, Dad, please don't do this to us.
Honestly, like, people don't realize that, like, you know, people can joke and say, like, you know, like the whole Michaela thing, try to be a new influencer for a day. You know what I mean? But, like, in reality, if you put in a lot of work and time and dedication and energy, and, like, you have to be so creative in order to be an influencer, like, you have to be creative. And sometimes it's hard for people to be creative. And the amount of editing that it takes to make it aesthetically pleasing, to make it to where, like, you have to know your audience, you have to know, like, the attention spans of people. And, like, there's ways that you have to do that in order to cater to, like, you are literally catering to the people and giving them something to watch and giving them what they want. And it can be incredibly emotionally and mentally taxing, which is why I could not do it. Like, I genuinely could not do it. So it's like the people that sit there and be like, oh, I wish I could just make a video and then get paid whatever, how much. I'm like, yeah, I mean, that's one of the perks, is just making a video and getting paid. But, like, the amount of work that goes into doing that, it's a lot of work.
It's a creative person thing. Like, I enjoy being creative in that way, like creating videos and editing them a certain way or making things look a certain way, so that you have to be, like, actually passionate about it, or else it won't work. But I don't feel like you can be passionate about TikTok Live.
No, that's what it comes absolutely down to. Absolutely. It comes down to, if I ever go on live and act like one of those, like, NPCs, it's like,
Oh my gosh.
Thank you for the roses.
Have you seen them in person? Like, people filming them on TikTok?
Like, on the street. Yeah.
Doing
like, doing it on an actual, like, corner in New York City or something.
I know.
I'm like, I mean, granted, it's New York City. So, like, that wouldn't surprise me. But at the same time, I feel like that makes me feel like we're living in a simulation. Or, like, we're living in, like, a Black Mirror episode.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
That part.
Like, genuinely living in a Black Mirror episode. Like, that's crazy.
Seriously. I know. I also have been seeing some tea about I Heart Memphis and Coco, which I sent
What
Brittany.
isn't going on with that?
I sent Brittany their live the other day. If you don't know, I Heart Memphis is I guess he's a rapper, but maybe like a producer. I don't even know. But he does that song that... Hit the Quan. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And there's a clean pair of sneaks, and it ain't on about. Please watch your... That's I Heart Memphis. Okay, he
Hilarious.
has had a couple of other bangers. Anyways, couple of years ago, him and his girl Coco. She is thick, and I'm pretty sure she's white. I'm pretty sure she's white. Either way, she and him had been going together for a while. He totally, like, cheated on her. She kicked him out. It was all over TikTok. Mm-hmm. He was talking to, like, a bunch of girls and potentially underage girls, and she was being loud about it, which is the worst thing that you can do. She was going on TikTok live. She was telling every single detail. This is the text that he sent me. This is what I found out about these girls and who he was with at what time. And I'm going to call the police on him. And she leaked his number and he leaked her number.
Oh, no.
It was a whole thing and it was messy. And they weren't together for a while. Of course, she was still on live running her mouth about him.
Right.
And his thing was he would pay the girls to be in his TikTok videos. So he had his thing, quote unquote, for a while was him being on his balcony and a girl twerking and him, like, standing there. And I don't even think he would be mouthing the lyrics to the song that was in the background. He would just be standing there, right?
Yes,
like,
yes.
And the girl would be twerking.
Yes.
And it was like, oh, who's gonna pop up type of thing. Like, who? It was usually Coco. But then he dropped Coco and this other girl started coming up, so then that caused a bunch of beef because
where's Coco? Where's Coco?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know.
I do.
But, oh, girl, they're still on the internet fighting. I haven't seen them for a minute, but it's been recently that I saw the 2 videos I sent you, and they are just being like, it is so embarrassing. He is basically saying to her, yeah, I'm going out tonight, and what about it? Like, I'm gonna go get a new hoe tonight. And she's like, no, you're not. You're not gonna come back in this house. I'm gonna kick you. I'm gonna call the police. And then she, like, doesn't finish the police. She's like, I'm gonna call the police. You are not doing that. I'm like,
I got PSTD, like.
Oh, that's what she does. She's like, I got PSTD from you doing that a couple of years ago. Like, sorry, run that by me again.
And everybody's like,
live.
Like, girl, and like, because like they'll get back together and they'll do stuff, and and then she goes away, and then everybody's like, where's Coco? And she's on her TikTok being like, oh my, like, he sucks, blah 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 blah. And then like a week later, they're back doing videos together, and people are like, Coco, we can't be doing this.
We can't be defending you like this,
like,
girl.
What are we doing?
But then I'm like, are they the smartest people in the world and just laughing all the way to the bank? Probably.
Oh, for
because
sure.
They do all of this on live. So what are they getting? Gifts?
Yep.
Fighting for gifts? It's crazy. It is crazy out here. I would never let a man disrespect me like that on live. And I think the one I saw most recently was they were on live. A phone number called him. And she was like, who's that 352 number? Who is that? And he's like, girl, don't worry about it. Like, it's not your business. Not my business. 352? That's so-and-so. Like, who is that? Just tell. And it was just a whole thing. I'm like, have a dignity.
Get off alive, babe.
Say goodnight.
Like, you're...
Say goodnight.
Turn the phone off. Like, it's time. Give me the phone. You do not need
to be giving these people this much of a look into your life. Like, we need to have a little bit of dignity. Because if you're going to go back to him, but go confidently.
Yes.
And don't look dumb about it. Don't be fighting on live with him.
Literally.
And she's a pretty girl. Like, she's
so pretty. They did a funny video recently. It was like have you seen the trend of the girls dressing up like old dudes? And it's like it's like an R. Kelly, like old R&B, like R. Kelly video or something.
Yeah.
And he's just like, "What up, Lucius?" Have you seen that?
No.
Oh my god, I have to send it to you because when I tell you, I was in tears watching it, and I think that you're gonna laugh so hard because it's with Coco and I Heart Memphis. It is.
I want to see it.
So freaking funny. It's like wait. Like I have to. Honestly, we're doing it on the pod.
Okay.
We're pulling it up on the pod so I can show you.
That's so funny that you've been seeing their recent videos. I haven't seen anything except for these fights.
I think it was on. I can't remember if it was on her. I think it was on her TikTok. Miss Coco. Where you at, babe? Oh, here she is. Oh, that is a fan page.
Oh,
okay. Where's it at?
In the meantime, this has been my TikTok obsession right now is 80s aesthetic posts, like 80s slideshows of different like living rooms or houses, like POV, you're a banker and you came back home to your $45,000 penthouse in Miami, or like you make for whatever. Okay, it's this song. This is the key. It has to have this song. It's so
Do you know
good.
Do you know what it's giving? It's giving hold music.
Who?
Like,
Oh,
please
kind
enjoy
of.
your music while your party is reached.
I think what did the guy say? He was like,
I really think that she deleted her TikTok account.
Coco?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Because he doesn't tag her in anything.
He doesn't. What?
Yeah. What's her?
Coco Bliss. Isn't it Coco Bliss?
Coco Bliss.
Coco Bliss in Memphis.
Oh, there it is. Okay. I got so nervous for a second. I was like, no, I want to watch that video. It's so freaking funny. Oh, I found it. Oh
my god. Show me to me, Rachel.
Show it to me, Rachel. Show it to me, please. Okay.
I guess my pimpin' on. Oh, shit, ain't that you do? Yeah, I be pimpin' all these hoes. Fool, that was way back in high school. You knows I get my pimp. Wait. Sylvester, is that you? What up, Lucius? That's pimp. Lucius. Don't get it twisted. Man, he can call you whatever the hell he want. Ain't nobody talking to you, macho man.
What on earth? I have never.
What up, Lucius? But that whole trend is so freaking funny. It is so funny.
I haven't seen anything about that.
Wait.
I'm going to now, though.
Like, yo, for real. Is that you? You? What up, Lucius?
Oh my god.
It is so funny to me.
These videos are taking me back, dude. This was a different time in a different place.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. Young Coco.
Dude, TikTok is...
Now, what on literal earth has she done with her hair is the...
I have no idea.
Question. And he's messing with it. He is bad for that. He is bad.
Her bob is fat.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Your bob
is
fat.
Yo bob is
Your bob is fat.
I love that.
Oh my god. I say that
so
every time I see a woman with a bob. I'm like, ma'am, your bob is fat.
I just love that she took it well. Like, it's always so refreshing when people can, like, play along with a little harmless joke.
Oh, I know.
She was like, oh, really? Like petting her hair?
Oh, right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Like, I love it. I love Raymond. Is his name like Raymond or Raymonte, something like that?
Yeah.
I love him. Like, my pose is nasty.
That my pose is nasty.
He's like the elbow.
Oh my gosh.
That elbow.
Oh my gosh. He is so naturally funny.
So good. I love that so much.
I saw one of his videos the other day and I cannot remember. I feel like it was with 2 Asian women. And he was saying something. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to go watch. I need to start saving funny videos to my funny folder. Do you have a funny folder?
I don't, but I need to have a funny folder. Like, I need to have a folder where, like, if it makes me audibly laugh out loud, I need to save it.
Yes. I've been trying to be
Honestly,
better about that.
It's the comments, though. Sometimes the video won't be that funny, but the comments are freaking outrageous.
Yeah.
Outrageous. Ooh, I saw this one TikTok tea. I haven't seen all of it, but I've been hearing some things.
Yeah.
So, have you seen this woman? It's going to get kind of serious for a second. But have you ever seen this woman on TikTok, and she has an autistic son, and his name is Cash.
Okay.
And he is nonverbal, not 100% nonverbal, but he is like, he can say a few things and maybe like a few sentences, and he's violent.
Are they a white family?
Yes.
And Cash is a big boy.
A big boy, for sure.
Yes.
Yes.
I saw a video on my For You page probably a few months ago.
She got mollywopped on camera. Like, this, she was literally like, it's not funny. It's the videos of people like duetting and like saying like, if that was my kid, like whatever. But like, I started to chuckle because I thought of this video response that made me laugh. But like, it just blows my mind that this woman is like, I don't know. I just can't imagine propping my camera up while my autistic child is having a meltdown and actively punching me in the face. Like, not just like I'm going to push you and like kind of shove you and like maybe pinch you. Like, he is full blown smacking and decking her in the face.
Oh my god.
Like, having meltdowns and like punching her. And like in the video most recently, like, she quite literally had her phone up like this. And she was about to say like, yeah, like Cash is being a little whatever. And when I tell you that literally she got punched so hard that her head went, I'll have to find the video and show it to you, but literally like full blown like
out of frame
fist punch, like her head like went back.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, and
that is terrifying.
It's absolutely terrifying. This dude made a response video and said, because the kid's name is Cash, he said if Cash was my kid, Cash would have turned into coins. And I was like,
that woman has a special heart to be.
That's crazy.
To be patient, yeah. Like, oh my, that's another thing. Like, I cannot fathom that being my reality is getting punched in the face.
The tea is the husband came out, or like the dad. I don't know if they're still married, but the dad came out and was like, he doesn't do that around me because I don't tolerate it.
Oh.
Because whenever this dude full-blown mollywops this woman, she's like, Cash, it's okay. Everything's fine. Do you want chicken tenders or do you want a grilled cheese? And then he'll punch her. And she's like, Cash, it's okay. And I'm like,
so the dad is coming out and telling a different story?
I did not see the video, but apparently it's like, I've seen response videos of the video of her getting punched really hard and being like, now the dad is coming out and saying like, when he's around me, he doesn't do that because I don't tolerate it.
Yikes.
And like, and the fact that she's doing it for content.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes my blood boil, because I'm sitting there and I'm like, you are going to come out, you are going to prop your camera up when your child is having a full-blown meltdown because they can't get Applebee's.
Applebee's, that's what it
Applebee's.
was. Yep.
And she is, like, she's encouraging the behavior. Like, he's not stupid, he's autistic. You know what I mean? Like, that's the one thing. So, like, he knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. Like, you know, I'm obviously not an expert, but, like, when I was a kid, or like a teenager, I used to volunteer for a sports league with other kids for disabilities, and I would be like their buddy. So, like, I would hang around with them on the baseball field or like the basketball court or whatever. And I remember this mother being like, if he gets overwhelmed or if he gets upset, he tends to get violent, but there's ways to, like, but it's rare, and there's ways to kind of, like, you know, in hindsight, probably wasn't the best idea for him to be. Apparently he's gotten a lot better though. But, like, I remember I was trying to talk to him when we were out in the field. I was trying to talk to him, and he put his hand back to hit me, and I immediately I said his name, and I said stop, because his mom was like, this is how you deal with it, you firmly tell him to stop. And then she was like, he loves talking about Disney. So as soon as he put his hand back to basically smack me, I said, insert name here, I said stop, why don't we talk about Disney? And his behavior immediately changed. And his eyes lit up, and we started talking about Disney princesses. You see what I mean?
Yeah. No, I see what you mean. I wonder what's going on with this mom then.
That's a rabbit hole that I'm about to go down tonight, to be honest.
I know. I haven't done a check on them recently. Like I said, I saw that video months ago. So if it has only gotten worse, like, I fear for her type of thing. Like, wouldn't you want to get yourself, like, out of that situation? I mean, yeah, basically safe is the right word, yeah.
Because she has 2 other kids, too.
I did not know that.
Young kids. Two other kids. And from the videos that I've seen, because I, like, went down a rabbit hole on her account, and the videos that I've seen, apparently he, like, goes to a specialist, or, like, goes into a program or something, and she's like, when he comes back from the program, like, he does really well, but then it just, like, eventually the behavior starts to wear off, and I'm like, you know, but in my head, like, in situations like that, it's like a home is probably the best decision for that situation. You know what I mean?
Oh, like a home where has like, aid? Like,
yeah, like there's homes that people who either don't have the resources or, like, the money or, like, the capabilities, or, like, maybe the parents are disabled and they don't have the means to take care of their severely disabled child, then they can put them in group homes.
I see. Okay.
So it's like, and there are, I mean, granted, there are a lot of group homes that aren't good, so definitely do research, but, like, there are a lot of homes and facilities that you can take these kids to where they can live, and they learn how to be independent, they learn how to, you know, they have behavioral specialists, they have psychologists, they have doctors, like, they have a lot of people there to help with that behavior. So the behavior isn't continued, but I want to find the dad's video. I want to find the dad's response, because if that's the case, then that's insane.
Yeah, you should never do that or profit off stuff like that.
Like, that's crazy.
And, like, also, you're exposing your child
seriously,
so badly.
though.
Like, don't you want to protect your child? Like, people think this kid, and from the comments I've seen, people are like, this kid is a monster. Like,
literally,
you need to, like, he needs to be locked up. So, like, you're also exposing your child to the internet in that way, letting people perceive them, you know, and just, like, basically go to town, because we know that everyone can take anything and run with it.
Exactly.
So why are you not trying to protect your child also a little bit more? Also protect yourself.
Exactly. Because it'd be one thing if it was like, because this is where my mind goes. My mind goes to, this easily could have been a blog, like a perfectly 10-15 years ago blog, where people go onto a website and they read a blog. And not taking videos of your child who does not know how to properly communicate. Imagine you are having the worst panic attack of your life and you don't know how to put it into words, and somebody props a freaking camera up.
Yeah, that's...
And you don't know how to stick up for yourself. Like, that's...
not okay.
That's what gets me, because I've gotten a couple comments, like, on my TikTok, Talk About Queen, of people being like, oh, like, you should tell Ryan that, like, this happened and get his reaction. I'm like, why would I do that?
Like, good things or bad things?
Like, bad things.
Oh.
I'm like, why would I do that? Like, why would I risk, like, whether, because he's very expressive with his emotions.
Yeah.
So it's like, and it's hard for him to express and to really process emotions. So I'm like, why would I do that?
Yeah.
So it's like, why would I purposefully, or really just record his reaction if his reaction did go south or did go sour?
I know.
Like, why would I continue?
You wouldn't.
To record, because there was one time that Ryan and I were doing this dance, and I was trying to teach him how to do this dance, and I could tell that he was just getting super frustrated because he just, like, wasn't picking it up, which is fine. Like, dances are hard. So, like, he just wasn't getting it, and I was like, oh no, like, and I was trying my best to explain it to him, and then it got to the point where he just, like, shut down, and he was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I said, fine. I said, heard. Phone clicked off, deleted. I said, when I was like, if you want to pick it back up later, we can. If you just never want to do it again, we can also never do it again. Gave him a day or two, and then he was like, let's try that dance again. And I said, okay, and we tried it again, and it went perfectly. So it's like, it's like, you know, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, no, like, or just like record him being like, why don't you want to do the dance?
Right.
Why don't you want to do, like, come on, why don't you want to do it? Like, oh god, it makes my blood boil. But yeah, that is another rabbit hole that I'm gonna go down to tonight.
I never want to put a camera in anyone's face. Like, if I go on vacation or anything like that, and I'm doing vlogs of, like, my day to day, and it involves other people, I just never try to get them in it, unless they're like, oh girl, let me be in it, or like the vibe is good. I'm not gonna, like, film the man who's, like, giving us our drinks. Like, I'm gonna try to do it subtly, and, like, it's just, you never, I don't know.
Right. No, I get it.
Poor son. I do feel bad for him. I feel bad for the both of them. They're both having immense struggles in completely different ways. And that's a hard dynamic as well. Like, that's also your child. You don't want to ever leave them or, you know, make the wrong decision with them.
Right. So I can't even imagine how she's feeling either.
Like, with two other kids to also be strong for.
I could not even imagine. I can't. Like, that, like, as a mother and, like, as a parent, like, do I agree with what she's doing? No. But at the same time, I can still empathize.
That's a tough situation.
Have
you seen the ads that are popping up at the end of TikToks?
I literally had that written down.
How do you feel?
Literally, it makes my blood boil.
I'm pissed.
It's so frustrating because, like, it happened with, I think I was watching one of your videos or something, and
where's my check?
And what?
I said, where's my check?
Oh yes, I was like, what are you talking about? No, but, like, I was like, what? No, but, like, it cuts like a 0.2 seconds of your video off at the end, and then a freaking ad pops up. I'm like, what is this, freaking YouTube? Like, in the middle of a long video, you get an ad? Like,
crazy. That's
insane. But people get paid for that on YouTube, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. That's how you make money off of YouTube, is Google putting ads. But you, the creator, make money off of it. So we, the creators, are not making any money off of them putting ads on our videos.
No.
And that's annoying.
For sure.
Because it's been very random that I've seen it. You know, it's not every single day that it'll happen, but you're right. It's the end of the video and it's like a 5-second ad, and you can scroll by it and, like, restart, at least for now. I'm sure they'll probably take that ability away. They'll force you to watch the freaking 5 seconds, but
Lord have mercy.
don't like where we're headed. I literally want to go back to the 80s. Every time I hear that sweet saxophone and I see those like pink aesthetic Miami, apartment vibes, like super dreamy stuff. It's just, I love it so much. I've also seen a bunch of stuff on TikTok about how it's so sad that our generation is so nostalgic. Like, we are nostalgic for moments that happened like a month ago.
Honestly.
And our parents did not grow up feeling that way. They did not, like, constantly think, oh my gosh, it's my blonde hair, I want to cry. Like, this was a better time, aka last summer. Like,
literally. I feel like it's just because
the same time.
They didn't, right, it was literally last week. What are you talking about? But, like, I feel like it was because they didn't have, it's just like the technology and the social media. It's like you can scroll back and you could be like, oh my goodness, like I looked so good with that blonde hair. Or like I was so skinny 2 years ago. You know what I mean? But it's like, enjoy the life that you have now.
Exactly.
Live in the moment.
I know.
I want to go to a concert that has no phones. No phones allowed.
Oh, that would be really... I want to go to a country concert so bad, Brittany, this summer.
Let's do it.
Wait, should we actually align something?
Sure. I'd love to.
I haven't been to a country concert since like high school, I don't think.
Oh my goodness. Let's say
it's about time.
As soon as we finish this, I'll pull up the sketch.
Say you won't. I don't even have a pair of cowboy boots.
I will. Amazon, baby.
I know. I need
Amazon.
to like get christened. Lose my cowboy boot virginity. Cowgirl, actually.
Get you some boots off Amazon.
Oh my gosh, who are we gonna see?
We can just look at the lineup and see, like, normally it's really just to go for the vibes. So it's like, we can just pick with somebody and be like, oh, I know a couple of their songs. Like, cool.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of the concerts that like I go to, like the country concerts, they play all of their like headliners.
Yeah.
With like the occasional like one or two kind of like newer things.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
oh, I'm so excited.
Vibes are immaculate. And the tickets aren't super expensive either. So it's even better. Like, it's perfect.
Yeah. We don't have to go see, like, Morgan Wallen. We can see... I saw something about how 2014 to 2016 country was elite.
It was.
They were, like, Zac Brown, Morgan Wallen...
right.
Freaking... Who's that one who has all those kids? Thomas Rhett. They have nothing... They have nothing on 2014 to 2016. Night Train by Jason Aldean. Jesus, take me home.
Literally. Carrie Underwood was in her prime.
Oh my gosh. Two Cadillacs.
Oh my God. Jesus, take the wheel. Like, come on.
There's no country like that anymore. No more.
No, there is not. We
need to see one of them. We need to go see a oldie but a goodie.
Literally. Okay, I'll pull up the sketch and see what the vibes are and see what's going on.
All right. Oh my gosh, I'm really excited.
I love that.
Guys, please go follow our Instagram and rate us 5 stars on whatever you're listening. Podcasts, like on Apple or Spotify, YouTube. Of course, we do a video.
Connect the heart.
YouTube, you can watch us now if you didn't know that, in live picture and audio. So yeah, make sure you're catching up with us, staying up to date.
That would be awesome.
We love you guys so much. Have a good rest of your week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Catch y'all next week. Bye.